Yeah. My name is Shoyo, and it's been like 3 days since I last recorded anything for this Onyx Storm review, read through. I don't really know what to call it anymore. But here for an update. I am like halfway done with the book according to the audiobook. But through my past few days. Yet last night, this morning, I stayed up till like 4 a.m. in the morning. Just reading, just listening to Onyx Storm. So I promise, right here, I have all my notes. Some of them are in order. I'll go over it in just a second. That the first 4 hours I was listening, I was not paying attention for you guys. I forgot I was making a whole video about Onyx Storm for a good minute. I forgot I was making a video for Onyx Storm, and then I was like, oh snap. I am making a video on this. And then I started Jordan, what happened? Wait, what happened in the full album? Right. So the beginning of this isn't in order, but I promise eventually we get into, okay, this happened, and then that happened, and then that happened, and here I am now. The more I talk to you guys about this, the more you're gonna realize my emotions while I was reading this. Because my family knows at 4 a.m. I was not okay. First point, I'm pretty sure this was still in the hour to 2 hour mark. Lilith's death. If you don't know who Lilith is, you didn't read this book and you should already be off this video, excuse me. Lilith Sorrengail is Violet's mom. You know, the one that imbued the War Stone, if you forgot. Yeah, everyone around the college is like, yeah, oh, hail Lilith. She's like, and it's so empowering. I'm like, yeah, go guys. But can you not do that in front of your children? Their mom just died. How would you feel if your mother just died in front of you? And had the power of these skies and these storms. And she just died. in front of you. In front of your eyes. And you're like, huh? She can't die. What are you talking about? She's the earth. How can she die? Yeah, that's basically Violet. That's Violet's inner monologue. If you wanna, put it in Violet Sorrengail's words. I can't breathe. She's the tides, the storm, the very air, a force too big to be exerted without ripping the world itself apart at its core. How can she be gone? I'm so sorry, Sloane cries softly. What did you do? Miri yells again, the full force of her wrath tearing into Brennan. Blah, 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 more of the book. The last, chapter. Yeah, she's the tides. How would you feel if your mother was, that was her. That was all. How would you feel? I wouldn't wanna, yeah, my mom's dead and we saved the world. F all of you, my mom's dead. If Lilith wasn't, but I get it. I get what they're trying to do. It's just, and not too much after that, we find they heard a scream from Sawyer's room, and then they were like, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's dead. All the people that were, hurt in the war, dead. Yeah, whatever. And then they run down to Jack Barlow, and they see, I think it's 3 Wyvern. The one with the same silver hair as Violet, and 2 other ones that I don't really care about that much. Xaden, after literally 5 minutes of them being down here trying to fight, Xaden comes down here. A soft caress of his shadows caress her or whatever, and he snaps all their necks or whatever, and blah 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 blah. And it's I could sense them, and we're you can what now? Yeah, he can sense his own kind. That was really interesting. I wonder if there's a limit on how many he can sense at once, or if it's just in a area thing, or if he can sense all of them. I don't know. The thing that pissed me off the most while I was reading. Okay, so basically, Little Miss forgot her name. She's dead. What I've been reading, she's dead already, but forgot her name. This big old riot was these Griffin Riders don't need to be in Beth-Gaiath. We are the ones that defended. We're the ones that stayed. You'd be dead with, when I tell you she was riding Dane's lap so hard. Violet's too, get off. Hop off. I was irritated. And I know I get irritated really easily, especially at book characters. It was like, come on, man. Who would you be dead? Who would be dead if it wasn't for Shoyo? Every person in the bar, every person outside of the bar, all the Isles that have magic would probably be dead at some point in history later on. Like, who wouldn't be dead without Violet Shoyo? So it's really like, who put back up? Who saved the woods? Technically it was Brennan Sorrentale, but like, who cares? Who's the one who convinced him though? Violet. Who's the one who's like, we need protection from the wards? Violet. Who was the one who risked her life to save the woods, to imbue them? Violet. Who's the one who ended up imbuing the woods? Lilith. But why'd she do it? Because Violet was doing it and she knew she would risk her life if she didn't. Whew. I'm sorry, every time I think about this, it's like, brother, what do you mean? We stayed and that's why we deserve to be here. I saved your life, that's why we deserve to be here. You'd be dead if I wasn't here. I will, and it's like, Violet, smite her, scythe her, whatever, however you pronounce that stupid word. Like, raise your hand, boom. That's all I want about it to do. Dane no. Okay, so basically right before this little riot thing that happened in the courtyard, Dane was sitting at the table, right? They start running because I don't remember, they hear commotion or something like that. And Violet turns around, Dane, we need you. Forwards! This man's running. See, if he was like that in the first book, it was already a canon event. It's a canon event for all of us. That we technically all kind of like Dane at the first book. Like, Violet, I'm here to get you to safety, but then after he was like, you need to move to the scribes, even though you have the most powerful dragon in Navarre, other than the generals. We're like, shut up. Just shut up. But now he's like, hey, I'm by your side. By your side. I don't love him. Let me not say that. I don't love Dane. Dane does not have my love. Do I appreciate Dane? Yeah. Dane's a good guy. I understand why Rebecca was so mad when at this one interview, someone asked, so who's your least favorite character in Fourth Wing? And someone said, Dane! And she was like, oh, how dare you? I love Dane. Dane is blah, 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 blah. He's just an overcharacter friend for his best friend that has a little disease that makes her weaker than everyone else. I'm so sorry for being afraid. And then you have to really think it for Dane's point. But I'm not going to that. That's not for the video as well. Yours likes all her characters. Technically. Sawyer, my man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, people. I almost forgot who Sawyer was until I did my reread. Sawyer had, other than the scene where he lost his legs, nowhere to be seen. No, I'm so sorry. Nowhere to be seen. But now in this book, he's everywhere, and I love him. He's so. I understand why people ship him with Riddick. I see it too. But they could be besties, or they could be Bakudeku. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It really should have been Liam and Justina together, that chemistry in the first book. I would have married you if you would have stuck around. I feel more free than I have in a good time. Anyways, yeah. But Sawyer, at the beginning of the book, he's basically I can't become a writer again. I don't have a leg. And then he makes himself a leg. And the thing I've been saying, from the time he said that to the time he started making himself a leg, the entire time I was like, what? You're a metal bender, right? Can't you just make your own leg? Literally, I was screaming at my phone, Sawyer, just make your own leg. And then he does, and I was like, okay, I guessed right. I was so happy, I was so proud of myself in that moment. I was like, slay me. Don't slay me, I'd like to live, I think. After this, I'm not gonna say it gets boring. It's not boring. It's very exciting all the way throughout the book so far. I want to speedrun these things because they all have Xaden to deal with them. And we love Xaden so much, but come on, man, get a grip of your jealousy, especially now that you're in. One, he becomes Duke of Terrandor. Yeah, that literally. Agreement. Xaden. something like that, or what? His name is Xar. Zayden Morrison? I don't know what his signature. He signs it, and then boom, he's Duke of Terrandor. Yay! And then after that, he's sent to the front lines, and sadly, very sadly, we love this man. We love the man. He drains from the earth again. After freaky time in the bedroom in chapter 4, he drained from the bedboard. I didn't tell you guys that before. But yeah, he drained again. And that's why Violet was like, we have to get him off the front lines, I'm scared. She's gonna keep turning and turning and turning because the power's not good enough. Even though he's feeding more. Like, is Sigil's power just not enough anymore? Like, why isn't it enough anymore? He survived 3 years off of just Sigil's power, but now it's like he kind of wants to feed off of, you know, something else. Though, like, probably a chapter later, he comes back as a teacher. He kind of just strolls up and it's like, yeah, it's now Signet wielding class. We are going to teach you how to fight against Signets. Because, okay, now, so think of the Venons as a hierarchy, okay? Let me draw something for you guys. This isn't like the exact thing, but like you guys get the picture. You guys get the picture, you know. But like the higher, like not the generals, but like the teachers and the Malthuses, I think that's how you pronounce it, like can use Signet. So now they created this like Signet versus Signet class where basically he teaches you your weaknesses. He basically teaches everyone your weaknesses to fight against the same Signet, you know? So he comes back as a teacher, which is a really good thing. Like, we don't mind him being a teacher, but now him and Violet can't be together. Section 2, Rule 8 something says teachers and students can't like converse or whatever. So yeah, they can't date. That's the only really bad thing though. Other than that, he's safe. Violet's safe. We're all safe, and I personally think that's a really good thing. Violet's second Signet theory. Again, if it is dream wielding, like a person I think on TikTok kind of spoiled in the live that I was scrolling past, it's dream. It might be. Especially with the dreams, it's a possibility. But if you go back to like the beginning, I don't know what chapter, please don't ask me. It's like I know like something inside me is nagging us to go south. Though it's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. I do think her second Signet has something to do with her piecing together things or having a better like intuition about certain aspects of things, especially when she wants it or needs it. That's just my personal theory. That's one that I like the most. I'll also, you know what? I'll probably put the video now.
I am convinced that I have cracked the code on Violet's second Signet. So there's this one sentence in Iron Flame that really stood out to me when she is confronting Zayden on what his second Signet is. She goes, I'm a person who needs information to center myself. Rebecca said it was one sentence. So even with that one sentence, like I couldn't really piece it together myself. I'm like, oh, like what kind of, like what would that even be? Till this video popped up on my For You page today, I'll tag them in the description, that put a name to what this sentence could lead to. It fucking clicked. Boop! A knowledge weaver. I've never heard of this one yet, but all this information that goes with it, it totally makes sense. So a knowledge weaver instantly gathers and connects information, creates a mental web of patterns, truths, and hidden connections, absorbs knowledge from people, objects, and locations, intuitively senses the right questions to ask? Where have we heard that before? Mr. Zayden going, you have to ask the right questions if you want to know the answers. Just ask the right questions, Violet. And she even admits that she knows the right questions to ask. She was just afraid of the answers she was gonna get. Perfect for uncovering secrets, predicting outcomes, and strategizing in real time? Where did we see that? At the end of Iron Flame, she predicted where the Venom were gonna hit. No one else could connect the dots. But she knew, and she was fucking right. I'm telling you, it's a power rooted in clarity and understanding. What are your thoughts? I am like 80% positive on this one. I'm calling it. I think she's a knowledge weaver. We got 15 days.
Albin, yeah. That was the one I personally agree with most of for Violet's second signet. Because I don't know, it just matches her the most. And what does Violet need? Power, strength, stability, lightning, boom. Literally the sky. What does she want? To know what's going on, to have a plan, to be the steady person. She wants to be like Mira, she wants to be like Zayden, she wants to be like Taryn, she wants to always have her shit together. Intuition, or some sort of knowledge, or stream of power that can make her know. Kind of like truth sealing, but way more. Powerfuler? Yeah, that's a word. It's just, that's what I like the most to think about. I'll figure out later, eventually. Dane keeps kind of just like slowly crawling his way back up on my likable pedestal, because after all of that happened, her dad like left all these books for her to figure out some sort of secret. I don't even know yet, not done with the book, I'm like halfway through. And basically they find one. Okay, so basically the new general of Beth Gaieth is Dane Ato's dad. Yeah, you know, the one that was like trying to get her executed for being at Tamara, that and like, no, was it Athbean? Where did Athbean come from? I have to go reread Fourth Plane again now. But Atos' dad is now this General Atos is now the general of Beth Gaieth, and basically he sends them to Samara or wherever is outside the border to fight, and then they go to this is before chapter 4, this is like really early in the book, and they then find out that one of the riders like home is getting attacked, so they fly over there, and Taryn and her get swept into a tornado. I don't know if I've said this already, I might be repeating myself, but like swept into a tornado, and then they have to like fight out, and he kind of passes out, and we kind of think he's dead. But then we find out this other girl can wield lightning, and she, the same person that we talked about earlier, that has the same like hair as Violet. That's like maybe it's Sofa. No. You figure out why it's not later. But basically, Dane sneaks into, I don't know what that was about. What? So basically Dane sneaks into his dad's office, takes the journal, or her dad's like old research, brings it to Jacinia to like just give this to Violet by order of top superior or whatever Dane likes to say. And like it's hidden, and no one knows that it was him that gave it to her, or even that there's another book in the pack. So it's like Dane's smart, and I don't like to admit that, but he's really smart. Like he's a smart cadet. Dane's graduating soon. What is she gonna do when Dane graduates? What will Ree's gonna be the new section leader, or squad leader? No, section leader, right? Yeah. Wow, it's gonna be weird not having Dane and Zayden being always at each other's throats. We love Violet Zayden. We love jealous Zayden. Okay, because so basically they're in the new wielding versus wielding class, and Garrick, Wind Wielder, also has a second signet of he's here, miles away. He's here. You know, like he's that thing. Distance wielder. Yeah, that's basically how he helps him in the tornado place. But he basically breaks down Riddick's ice and almost kills Violet. And Zayden is like, one more step and you're dead, glaring at his best friend. We love jealous men. I don't know if there was a theory for this beforehand, but you know Oryx's older brother Holden, I think that's how you pronounce his name? Yeah, I guess that's confirmed. He's Violet's ex, the crown prince to the throne. Yeah, I don't know. She has a thing for royalty, I guess. So he basically walks into this class right after Zayden's already like, mad at Garrick, and he's like, Violet! How have you been? Oh, you're still so pretty. And she's like, oh, go yourself. I don't want anything to do with you. I haven't thought about you since I saw the orange hair of your professor on your lap. Anyways, after that, Zayden wraps a little thing around, wraps a little shadow around her waist, just staring in their direction intensely. And he's like, well, I just want to say sorry, Violet. I always felt bad for what I did to you. And he is just standing there looking menacingly until he, every guy tries to do in this book for some reason, grab her hair. Though it never makes it, shadows on his wrist, and fling. Yes, Zayden Ryerson, Duke of Tirandor, grabbed the crown prince of Navarre, and threw him to the wall, walking to Violet, and I quote, I do not control Violet. Never have, never will. Number 2, I have remarkable hearing thanks to the shadows at your feet. Number 3, she really hasn't thought about you, not since she had her eyes on me. And I'm telling you that after the fact he asked her out on a date. Yeah, you heard me. I just wanted to catch you up on some dinner, maybe. Back off, man. I love this. I love this man. So, remember that book I said about earlier that Violet's dad, his research was in it? Yeah, it was locked. And they finally got it open. And the one irritating thing is, Holden's name was the passcode. Which really just makes me irritated because it's it was your first love is irreplaceable, and it was what? Brother! We don't love this man. He didn't like this man. Why was he the passcode? Violet's first love. And who was his favorite child? Violet. We're joking. He loved all his children equally, hopefully, I think. So, basically, after all of this, they go to this place. What is this place called? Don't ask me. Go read the book, because I don't remember. So basically, they go to this place for this artifact. It's like a necklace, and it's supposed to amplify lesser magic. And I think her name is Anne Banhyven, something Hyven. The same person that started the riot from earlier that needs to stop riding our laps. Basically, yeah, she was on nerves. While Mira and everyone else was looking for the artifact in this house, that cat drew a map of the city, and it was like a dream. So they didn't have nothing to really fear. But she's on edge, right? She's like, it could be a wyvern. And then Violet's just standing in front of her get your shit together. Pull your pants up, you toddler. And then she's like, by an order of your squad, something, I don't remember, something. I command you to be at the ready. And I'm and she's like, the only authority that matters out here is cadets. And then they keep talking, and then she blasts fire. Yeah, she's a fire, Iron is her fire leader. And it's she blasts fire in the house, fire. Maybe I already found the artifact, whatever, but fire to all the houses. Sets really easily, starts burning. The entire village is burning at this point. So basically now they're we have to leave. And then the fire caught the leader of their mission on fire. Burn, ashes. He's already dead. So now they're starting to run towards the main to the town center, the town square. So all the dragons can land. And they're get, run. And they're run. And then they get there, and then Mira goes first, and then Athbine's dragon was supposed to get there. It was a wyvern. And you know what? I'm so glad Violet felt no remorse for her. She forgot her in the first 5 seconds. Why? Because she caused it. I wouldn't care either. She caused it. So she's dead, split through the chest, by a wyvern. And like you can hear her dragon shriek in the background and blah blah blah. And Violet's like, get us both, Taryn, get us both. So Gale like starts biting off the wyvern so they don't get him. And then Zayden's like, trust me. And I'm like, okay. And then she pulls and he uses his shadows to literally like I think he lifts them into the air until Taryn like comes down and grabs him by his talons and then they go home and it's all that. But Violet, after she gets home, doesn't care. And I'm so happy she doesn't care because really it's her own fault. I wouldn't feel bad either. So now a new task force is being like ensued and Donna originally had some demands and now the demands are actually being put into action. Violet can choose the people for the next task squad. And Riddick is like, let me go. And everyone's like, no, Riddick. And then he's being a badass. And Lily goes, just because I have a sense of humor does not mean you all can disrespect me. I've been on the mat training my ass off. I've been training my signet. And then he has like this orange in his hand. Okay, that orange is important. Not just because of Jack Barlow. I think if this is not a reference to Jack Barlow, then I'm just reading too much. And I found it funny. I found it funny that was an orange of all fruits. And like he starts squeezing the orange a little harder. Wait. And he's like, I've been training my ass on the mat. I've been performing great with my signet, and I've been doing everything I can. Why? Because it seems like every time we get split up, bad things happen. So he's just scared, and it's so cute. And I love Riddick. If Riddick dies in the next book, she said, someone you love very much won't make it to the next book. If it's Dane, I can live with it. If it's Rihanna, I will die. If it's Riddick, I will die. If it's Sawyer, I will die, but I will understand he lost a leg. So, yeah, that hurts. If it's Justinian, I love you, girl. I love you. I really do, but like... he's like, I've been doing all this, and every time bad things happen whenever we split up. So someone always has to be with Violet. And he's like, Sawyer can't. He lost a leg. He's still recovering. Rihanna, she's a section leader or a squad leader, and she can't leave this whole squad by herself because she has to go running around for first years that can't even control themselves. I'm the last one left. Okay, Liam and someone else died last year, and I'm like, I can't let you die. You're the only one actually standing up for what is right around here, and I can't let you die. So then he hands to the orange. The orange is frozen. Under the vine, the orange is frozen. He can freeze the ice in the air and in objects. And what does that entail? He can freeze the water and human blood. That's when Riddick kicked into a new gear for me. That's literally when Riddick was like Riddick, that was his shining moment for me. That was his shining moment for me. Okay, so now they're taking off for this isle to strike a deal so it can be like a base while they like go off to look for the 7th breed of the dragon and Darna's kind. So basically, when they get to that island, no magic. And you know what that means? Zayden can relax. There's nothing that he can feed on. It gets really sad later, don't worry. So basically now he smiled for the first time. Like a real smile for the first time in a long time. He's happy. Violet's happy. They can cuddle in bed together again. So nice. But it's not like they can mess for very long. She gets about 4 hours of sleep and then they have to head to this bookshop in town. And they're like, why is this bookshop special? And they're like, just wait and see. So they go inside the bookshop, right? And you know, her dad is her dad and left more books for her to read. So basically she goes in there and like, do you know anyone by the name of blah blah blah? I don't remember. It's only mentioned like 3 times. But they're like, to kill anyone that knows blah blah blah. And then their grandma, or I guess her mom, her grandchildren that try to attack him, Violet like lodged one in his shoulder, which I thought was cool. She walked down and was like, sit your butts down. It's just Violet Soaring Girl. And then she was like, answer 3 questions. One was like, what's your hypothesis? Make Dane understand, and how did you break with Holden? Holden's the prince, if I haven't said his name already. So after that, they get the books, right? So they're like, okay, now we have to unlock all these books. They do eventually unlock all the books. Do we know the passcodes? I don't personally. The squad does. So now that they have all of these books, they like Violet and Zayden were having the time they deserved, with no magic, It's just them. Was it all of them? No. Was it what they needed at that moment and in this time? Yes. Freaky time that I had to skip because I'm not listening to that on audiobook or reading in the book. So basically, they get interrupted somewhere, I don't know. And like, hey, we have a problem out here. Get your butts out here. I do not want to see you canoodling with my sister, bro. Mira, by the way. And they're like, in all good. I forgot what god is. I don't think it was Malik. In all the good of Malik, what is the point of you involving yourself into my evening? Zayden's so angry and anyways, Holden got kidnapped. Holden got kidnapped. And so like, basically Holden was going to like make a deal and he kind of ruined it. Yeah, it went to shit. It went to, yeah, that's the only sign language I know. L-O-A-O-B-E. Love. Doki doki. Anyways, back to the book. After, he's like, oh my good Malik. And he's like, we have to go save him. Like, Violet's like behind the door. We have to go save him, Zayden. I see the emotion flash in people's eyes until he finally hits resolve. Fine. They fly, and then now they're like outside of his palace, and he's like, you bring dragon wielders or Vio wielders. And they're like, yeah, I'm the Duke of Tyrandor. Bam, 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 bam. No one taught you how to be a real man. So, if I gave you the chance, you'd reassured me, baby, not a silly old man. Yes, I'm used to being disappointed from the fact, like. And then he points at me. She's my concubine. She's my wife! Sorry, I was like so happy at the moment. I was like, wife? Zayden. It was so cute. One day, if we don't get an epilogue of them getting married happily, having kids, and getting 2 hamsters, I'm coming after you. Yeah, I'm coming after you. Don't worry. You're safe for now. You're safe for now. After that, they're like, yeah, no, blah, blah, blah. And Holden's like, you know what? I've read enough. You literally turning the entire plan to. So now now they're all getting ambushed, and Zayden grabs her, the thing that holds power, I can't remember its name off the top of my head, and wields. And then, it's so cute when he does this. But it's like so bad at the same time. She grabs his cheek and just goes, hey, okay, put your head in your hands and just sit there until I tell you, okay? And he just complies. He just complies and he says, I'm not sorry, because I wouldn't be. I just protected your life. I just protected the love of my life. I don't care if you die. I don't care if I turn venom. Because as long as you're here, I will love you, Violet. No one else. If he's still better in the 4th book, I'm fine, bro. I'm like not set for this. But they made the deal. After Ven and Zayden left, they did strike the deal and was able to use it, Violet being them in there. But Holden is banned from the place, the Isle. So that's good and bad at the same time. So now the Flamingo fly to another Isle to get more resources or more area they can fly to find and learn his kind. And now Auric, my bad, I just put Auric, Holden's brother, the second prince, Holden is like, you're invited? That's gonna kill you. I don't care. I really could not care less. Leave. So now they're flying and now they're there and Dane and Zayden are now put against these 2 other people to get a meeting set up to be with the queen. That's basically the chapter. That's the chapter I'm on right now. Oh, right, a little bit before that, Violet saw a kid, maybe 10-year-old, with the not gray, not old looking. It was silver, just like the venom, just like her. Yeah. Hey, hey, I'm just saying, you know, those are my theories. That's caught up to where I am at this very moment. Thank you to my family. Thank you for this family. I'm probably gonna have to make this 2 parts because my videos are not gonna be over 20 minutes. I promise. I will not let you I will not let you hear me ramble for that long. I promise, not really, to like keep you all caught up for the most part. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to binge reading Onyx Storm. Thank you so much for watching this far into part 2 of the Onyx Storm read through. I know this was like a really rambly video, but I enjoyed. If you watched this far into the video, subscribe, like. If you did it, I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed, and then if you had me on in the background, I hope it was a pleasant sound to listen to. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, night, evening, and afternoon, and have a great rest of your whatever day I post this on. Well, I guess yesterday for me was Valentine's Day, so happy late Valentine's Day, everyone, and stay creative, keep reading.